Diddy's worst nightmare has come true because Danity Kane is coming forward with a former band member suing him and exposing him for some of the worst allegations we've heard yet. So let's get into it. Imagine this, you've been in an accident or someone you love has been seriously hurt. Suddenly you're facing a mountain of medical bills, paperwork, and insurance companies that don't want to pay what you deserve. Now, what if I told you there was a simple solution to this nightmare? Getting compensation when you are entitled to can be tricky, with many personal injury firms giving you the runaround, drowning you in paperwork and settling for less than what you deserve. But it doesn't have to be that way. This is where Morgan & Morgan steps in. As America's largest injury law firm, they've modernized the entire process. With over 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, they have the resources to take on big insurance companies and give you the money you deserve. And trust me, they don't settle for low-ball offers. Just this year, they secured a $26 million settlement in Philadelphia, 40 times more than the highest insurance offer. And there are plenty more stories like that. You could just fill out a simple form in minutes. No appointments, no complicated paperwork. Everything is done from your phone. Plus, it's totally free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan makes the process easy and stress-free. You can head over to forthepeople.com/Sloan. You can also find that link in the description below to get started. Remember, the process is free unless you win. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Diddy's downfall has long been in the making, but Cassie really did it to him. Like, filing that initial lawsuit just did this entire wave, and now so many people have come forward, and we've seen a lot of testimony around like Cassie's own experience and people validating that. And Dawn's not being shy either. Now, according to this lawsuit, Dawn claims that she got caught up in Diddy's web as a participant on his 2004 MTV show Making the Band, with Diddy manipulating her by promising to advance her singing career if she gave in to his twisted demands. We've actually seen this pattern when it comes to Diddy. Several people have come forward, models, singers, claiming that Diddy said he will give them this amazing career if they do some really disturbing things. And typically he drugs these people. But let's get into Dawn's allegations. Now, it is interesting she's coming forward now just because there have been a lot of instances where she has worked with Diddy. For example, in 2020, she came back to return as a judge on a reboot of Making the Band. Danity Kane released 2 albums back in 2006 and 2008, but they broke up in 2009. Even though she went back to work with like Making the Band and those things, I don't think it discounts what she experienced. But here's a throwback clip of the show so you guys can get an idea of what we're working with.
And so I've given a lot of thought, and I'm gonna let you out your contract too. As far as for you, Dawn, I still want to make music with you. I still want you to be signed to the label. And, you know, if I decide to put that together, Danity Kane, then, you know, you'll be the only member that'll still be there.
God, imagine that being your boss. I can't imagine. The lawsuit claims that Diddy referred to the 5 women as B-words and hoes. Dawn claims that Diddy would make comments about their appearances and then kind of like lock them into studios or various places while they were on tour or just working on music, depriving them of food and sleep, which is something we've also noticed with Diddy. He likes to put these people in really vulnerable positions, like on drugs, no food, exhausted, scared. He likes to feel like he's in full control.
He explained that Danity Kane did not have adequate food or sleep when they were working on Making the Band 3, and they said when they would bring this up to Diddy, he would say things like, "You don't want this, y'all are not hungry enough, and I'm paying y'all to work." She explained that sometimes Danity Kane's members were forced to work for 36 to 48 hours without breaks, forcing them to choose between eating and sleeping.
Dawn was also present at multiple of Diddy's parties where she witnessed him and his guests violating incapacitated young women. I mean, that's a damn claim right there. In 2005, court documents say that Dawn saw another one of Diddy's former girlfriends, Kim Porter, rest in peace, crying as she left the music studio with her face all banged up. It was then that Dawn realized that Diddy was capable of violence and that her life could be in danger. A year later, Dawn was present when Diddy first introduced Cassie, invading her space while transfixed on her in a predatory fashion. According to the documents, in 2009, she says she personally witnessed Diddy, high on drugs, throw Cassie against a wall, choke her, and drag her up a flight of stairs in his LA home. Holy crap. Can you imagine? Like, Cassie must be like really dealing with a lot of this trauma. I mean, I can't imagine the therapy she has to go through to heal from even that type of moment. Imagine how many more moments and how many drugs she was fed. Dawn also says Diddy hurled a scalding pan of eggs at Cassie while yelling, "I've been asking you for my crap. I can't stand you, bitch. You never do it right." I don't like cussing. I don't want to cuss. On other occasions, Dawn says Diddy socked Cassie in the face and wrapped his hands around her throat, attempting to strangle her inside his LA mansion. Also, when Dawn's there, and again, I'm not saying that Dawn is good, like, who knows what the moment is like? Can she just jump up and save the day? I mean, I would like to think she could have. But also, what kind of scene is this where Diddy's in his LA mansion, everyone feels trapped, he's like hitting and getting physical? It's like, I just can't imagine being in a room with adults, a group of people, and like witnessing one beating on another one and just like not intervening, or there's just not a huge chaotic thing, or police aren't called. Dawn says that Diddy warned people that they would end up missing. At one point, Dawn was being threatened while locked in for over 20 minutes in a small enclosed space within Diddy's home. This actually happened a day after she saw Diddy attack Cassie. So at this point, she's genuinely terrified by this man and that he will harm her. Here are a few other allegations. Dawn claims that Diddy pulled Cassie out of a van by her neck and pinned her to the ground. What the hell? Punched her in the face in the bathroom of a party, punched her in the stomach at a dinner in front of several high-profile celebrities, including this guy named Jimmy who founded Interscope. So everyone is enabling this behavior. At one point, Dawn and a fellow bandmate actually confronted Cassie and said, "Hey, you need to get out of this relationship." But I don't know if Cassie told Diddy or what happened. Diddy found out about it and he was so upset. This is when he said, like, people end up missing. I will get rid of you. Your careers will be over. Do not mess with my relationship. So that was a boundary they crossed. They tried to step in, and of course, they failed.
Dawn also says she witnessed Diddy's alleged towards other women, particularly against his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, claiming in the lawsuit she saw him high on drugs, slamming Cassie against a wall and dragging her up a flight of stairs in his Los Angeles home. According to the legal filing, when Dawn came forward to support Cassie after she made the decision to leave Diddy, he allegedly lashed out and threatened her, saying in part, quote, "I end people. I shelve careers. You could be missing. You want to die today."
Dawn claims that she and the bandmate suffered. They lost a lot of weight. They were depressed. They weren't eating. She started developing rashes, and she was around this man who was taking business meetings in his home while wearing just underwear. Dawn claims that Diddy's treatment only got worse between 2009 and 2011, saying that Diddy once barged into her dressing room while she was naked at his recording studio. She says Diddy inappropriately touched her top and her behind.
Lawsuit obtained by E! News. Dawn claims the hip-hop artist and music executive actually her. The former participant on Diddy's 2004 MTV show Making the Band also claims the mogul once broke into her dressing room and began groping her breasts and butt. Per the lawsuit, in another incident, Dawn alleges Diddy demanded she come to his Miami home, where he greeted her while only wearing his underwear.
The thing about Dawn's complaint, it's not like one moment. There are several instances that just paint a really traumatizing picture. Like Dawn said that Diddy locked her in a car at one point with heavily tinted windows for 2 hours as she screamed for help, even calling her dad for help. Dawn claims her dad traveled from Baltimore to New York to free his daughter and confront Diddy, threatening to report him to the police. But she says Diddy told her dad, "Think about your daughter and think about your daughter's career," trying to again assert his power move, saying, "I've got this power here, your daughter's career, so you're not going to tell me to do anything." As I mentioned, she went to these white parties as well, plenty of Diddy's parties. So she saw a lot of like disturbing things that actually implicate a lot more than just Diddy. So she's got a lot of baggage on a lot of people that she could probably take down several people. But right now, Diddy is our main focus and the rest will follow, hopefully.
She said Diddy flew out dozens of young women and girls, some who appeared to be underage, to the party. He explained that the women arrived wearing little to no clothing and were given drugs and alcohol. Many of them appeared lethargic or passed out while Diddy and his guests performed acts on them. Richard believed that her presence at the party was a test to see whether Diddy could trust her or not. She explains that Diddy said things like, "This is a buffet, enjoy yourselves. This is what we do and this is how we party." She explains that she was shocked and horrified at the sight of Diddy and his guests violating these young women.
This whole video needs like a trigger warning, but I want to also tell you about a moment where she claims that Diddy and colleagues went and they R-worded his assistant and then left her in the UK, just ditched her. It's really disgusting, and I can't imagine being an employee of his. I question the people who have gone missing and just disappeared. How many people has he actually killed?
Explained that one night during a trip, she watched Diddy and several other males ganging Diddy's female assistant at a hotel pool. She explained on her flight back to the United States the next day, she asked Diddy, "Where's your assistant?" And he said, "I don't give a where that is." She later learned that Diddy had taken his assistant's passport with him to the United States, leaving the assistant stranded in the United Kingdom.
That is so scary. Imagine you're just set up to be stuck there after being R-worded, so vulnerable, lost. I can't imagine. I'm waiting for her to come forward. But Dawn is claiming that she is owed money. I mean, it's not just about exposing his bad behavior, but there's publishing that she is owed money for the music she's made. So she may not be able to get him criminally convicted on like these really disturbing stories, but she might be able to get her payout. Dawn is asking for a jury trial. She wants damages, lost wages, publishing and touring compensation. She also wants money for severe emotional distress, civil penalties, and punitive damages. And asking for a jury is a good choice because any normal person will hear these stories and she can call witnesses and they could really paint him out to be a monster. Also, asking for a jury is probably another way for her to pressure him to just settle. Now, of course, Diddy's attorneys are hard at work denying everything. I can't imagine being them, lying through my teeth every single day. They put out a statement. It's unfortunate that Dawn has cast their 20-year friendship aside to try to get money from him, but Diddy is confidently standing on the truth and looks forward to proving that in court. She adds, if Dawn had such a negative experience with making the band and Danity Kane, she wouldn't have chosen to continue working directly with Diddy for Dirty Money or the reboot in 2020, or agreed to be featured on the Love album last year. It's unfortunate that Dawn has done this, but yeah, that's their stance. Either way, I mean, I think that's kind of dismissive of like, you know, people that are abusers. Like, they are keen at like keeping these people in their inner circle and looping them and making them feel like they can't escape. I do think there's a lot of like layers to this and, you know, nuances, but I do think that like Dawn not running away doesn't again dismiss like these claims. I'm pretty sure all this probably happened. And even if she is like an employee turning on you and trying to get money from you, is what she's claiming true? Because if it is, it's matching up what everyone else is saying. So how is everyone lying but Diddy? I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.